Branch or home office locations often access the Internet over PPPoE connections that provide dynamic IP addresses. To configure a VPN connection between servers where one site has a static IP address and the other a dynamically assigned one, you can use Fortinet's dynamic DNS feature. In the network topology shown, we want to create a VPN tunnel between 192.168.1.0 and 192.168.2.0 subnets. We'll go over the steps that show how this is done. Let's begin at the branch office where we have a FortiGate 60D running FortiOS 5.0. The Internet connection here is on the WAN 2 interface. Select the PPPoE addressing mode, enter the username, I'm using admin01 here, and a password, and grab the default gateway from the server. We see the connection status is good, and we've got an IP address assigned to our FortiGate and have obtained the default gateway address. And click OK. Now it's time to configure DDNS. So here in the DNS section, click Enable FortiGuard DDNS. Choose the interface you're connecting with and create a name string. I'm using Branch Office 01. Later, when configuring the headquarters VPN, you'll need to use the domain string shown here. The remainder of the VPN setup for the branch office follows the same steps shown in our previous site-to-site IPSec VPN configuration video. Create Phase 1 in the AutoKey IKE section of the GUI, entering a name string, remote gateway type of the headquarters public interface, as well as its IP address, and finally a pre-shared key. Create Phase 2 by adding a name string to HQ Phase 2 in this case, then select the name of the Phase 1 configuration just created. Next, we'll create names for the two subnets we are connecting with the VPN. I'll use the name HQLAN for the 192.168.1 subnet with a 24-bit mask, and in the interface drop-down menu, select the name used in defining the Phase 1 VPN. Similarly, I enter the branch LAN here and specify the 192.168.2 subnet with a 24-bit mask, and the local interface on this FortiGate for that subnet is internal. The next step is to create two policies to enable network traffic to flow between the internal interface and the VPN interface. I'm entering these settings for the incoming traffic. Then click Create New, and these settings for the outgoing traffic. Finally, define a static route to the remote headquarters subnet. A FortiGate 300C running FortiOS 5.0 is used at our headquarters. Port 1 is used for the local subnet, and port 10 is the public-facing interface with static IP address. Let's configure the VPN. Again, begin with Phase 1 creation in the VPN section of the FortiOS GUI. This VPN will connect to the branch, so I'll write to_branch for a name. The remote gateway type is not static, but rather dynamic DNS, so select that, and then enter the DDNS name string from before. My local public interface connecting to the internet is port 10, and finally enter the matching pre-shared key. Create Phase 2 by entering a name string, here to_branch Phase 2. Then select the Phase 1 name you just created. In this case, it's the only one here, to_branch. We're leaving all advanced settings at their default values, so just click OK. Again, we create names for the two subnets connected by the VPN. First is the branch LAN, which here is accessed by the interface to_branch. And then HQ LAN, accessed on the port 1 interface. Like before, create incoming and outgoing policies. The first here is for traffic coming in on to_branch and going out to the port 1 subnet. And the second is for traffic coming in from port 1 and going out to the to_branch interface. Finally, create a static route. Enter the subnet address and mask for the branch office subnet. Then select to_branch in the device drop-down menu and OK. Verify the VPN connection. Go to VPN, Monitor, IPSec Monitor. Click Bring Up, and the VPN tunnel is established. Alternatively, you should be able to bring up the tunnel automatically, simply by sending traffic from one end to the other. For the demonstration here, I've turned off Windows Firewall on the PCs at both ends, so I'm sure to get a reply to the ping. So I'm pinging from a PC in the HQ subnet to a PC in the branch office subnet. The first one times out while the tunnel is coming up, but after that, all the pings go through. Back at the FortiGate VPN monitor, the status is seen to be up. That's all for IPSec VPN with DDNS and PPPoE. Thanks for watching.